Hi, how are we doing? Okay, I stated this was a two-parter. I already worked a little bit on Dev. I'm not personally going to talk much, though there's a lot to talk about. So I will do that sooner than later. But it's important now that both of my sons are sober today, Friday, September 25th. It's important they share their story as much as they can. I will say we commenced family meetings, right? Because here is what happens. The family, and this is a suggestion, the family dynamic is so disrupted by the use, by the fear, by the panic, right? I mentioned previously how I've awoken to great anxiety. That's embedded in me that I have to learn to wake up and not have that fear and panic because I don't have to worry if a child of mine will die, God forbid, or overdose, or both of them. So with Anthony, I showed some clips. He was very difficult. Both of them have had their struggles since the shot. And again, that's going to happen. It's life. So we implemented the family counseling as well as, you know, they're adults. Again, it's either you do this and we could try to be a family unit, or you don't, and we wish you the best. So it's important that they go to a psychiatrist. Mental health, I would prefer inpatient for both of them, but that's not going to happen. So I have to take whatever I can. The family meetings twice a week. The psychiatrist, probably once a month. That's how psychiatry usually goes. And counseling, talk therapy twice a week. That's what I'm settling on. Again, I would prefer more, but I have to take what I could get. So that's a whole other interesting, I'm not going to be showing all of the family meetings because it is, you would think I had a family of 30 with the back and forth that's going on here with the talking. And yes, I recorded it, and I'm recording it again because I'm trying to help. That's why I'm implementing Anthony's past, right? Because here's the thing, he got out of jail, his longest bid, over 4 years ago, or just about 4 years. You would never think this guy would go and use drugs again. You'll see how healthy he was prior. So I'm actually showing that first, and then I'm going to go into what just happened with him this past, now we're going a little over 2 weeks. So I needed to throw out a description. I also have to explain about the chronic pain. I had a procedure. I have to separate that as well as far as this show is going. It's just too much, the components, dynamics, you know, different things to talk about with the addiction, that I will say for right now, my next step is to look into a surgeon. In the future, I'll see how much of a response I get from that, if many people want to get into that. I'm trying to see what the community wants, along with what I'm thinking. Which live, I know I've said it a gazillion times, so I'm thinking first week in August. Don't know the day, so let's just think about not August, October, sorry. This whole summer was like, so first week in October. You know, one thing I have to say is I have not gotten like any comments off of YouTube or messages, or I'm here. This is why I'm doing this. If you have someone struggling, it doesn't even just have to be about addiction. I'm just giving mental health tips, just about on everything at this point, because this is what I want to do. I just want this. I feel like this is my calling. So I gave a couple, which is counseling, right? Maybe I didn't suggest, I suggested it for me, but I'm suggesting it for everybody, especially if you're in a family unit that is struggling with addiction. We can't understand why they do the things they do. The lies, the deceit, the robbery, throwing each other under the bus. I mean, thankfully, my sons are so tight that even though they both ratted on each other, like I never thought I'd experience in my life, they have thankfully come back together and they're holding each other up, which I have to say, this is very important. It is known in the community of addiction that you should really not be living with someone who is recovering. Again, that's majority. There could be a small percentage, which my sons are in, that they do reside together. But I feel, for them at least, they're holding each other up. And again, it could work, it could not work. For today, it's working. I am learning to live one day at a time myself, because I would project very negatively constantly because of what was going on. Projection, not good. I may have brought it up before. If I haven't, I'll bring it up now or again. We don't want to project negativity. We don't know what's going to happen in a second from now. So you will be seeing both of my sons in the next 2 episodes coming up pretty much back to back within the next 2 or 3 days together. I'm trying to get the first one up this evening. Tomorrow the latest. Both their own stories. And they'll be engaging more, which I'm looking forward to. I know they're looking forward to it. And I think I'm pretty caught up on everything. I don't want to miss anything. I may have to explain some things after the episodes because at times it could look a little confusing. That's why I want to explain. You're going to see Anthony's episode first when he just got out of prison. And then it's going to show what happened a couple of weeks ago. Reiterating, all that is said and done, they mean well. They want to mean well. And this is the one last tip I want to give. You know, when people don't really know who they are in life, it's easier to use to shove their problems down. It doesn't have to just be drugs, right? There's food addicts. There's many food addictions. There's, you know, hoarders. There's many compulsions, anxieties, whatever it is that leads people to do things that they wouldn't do. They don't know who they are is the bottom line. They get lost somewhere along the line. And instead of just asking for help or trying to figure it out without destruction, that's what we're left with. So a very big suggestion. Check on your kids. Ask, is anything going on? Is there anything I can help you with? Has anything happened? How are you feeling? These are just questions that help your child grow and understand themselves a little bit more. That doesn't mean they're not going to fall into the grips of issues, because I did that. I was that mom. Always tried to communicate. But at least we could say, check, check, we tried. Peace and blessings. It's his first morning home. Anthony,
Morning.
look, say good morning to the camera.
Right.
How do you feel being home?
Tired.
You're home. It's the first time you slept in Mommy's house.
Yeah, don't say bed.
In almost 4 years. How do you feel about it?
Very good.
You feel good to be home?
Mm-hmm.
And today you're going to say a speech. Today he's going to speak to Phoenix House. It's a rehab center for other kids who have problems like him. Unfortunately, his brother's in there. Praying he gets better soon. So what is your first thought this morning on your first day home? Feelings about it.
Feels very good.
Does it feel like surreal? Are you in shock?
No, I'm not in shock.
Are you excited? What do you want to do with your life now? Nothing's going to jump out of you. I got the half and half up here. There's sugar up there where the cups are. Here's your coffee. You going to cook now?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You want breakfast?
I don't eat this early.
It's early. It's 10 o'clock.
I know. I eat it like 1. Well, maybe you'll give me healthier eating now.
Yeah, we gotta go food shopping.
We're waiting. You look pissed off. Are you not happy with the parole meeting?
I just don't like being there.
Okay, well, Ian, it's day 1. So that's all that's bothering you is you don't like to be there, or what are the rules?
Not really, minutes. I didn't see my PO.
What?
I didn't see my PO. My PO is canned, but he's on vacation, so I only have client until the can comes back. I don't have to go back until next Wednesday. And that's it. I have an outpatient appointment at the YMCA in Portion
I
Road.
can't hear you if you're going to mumble.
I have an outpatient appointment at the YMCA on Portion Road on June 1st at 5:45.
Okay, so why do you seem aggravated?
Because I don't like being in there.
But you got to do this for 3 years,
I
so...
understand that. I don't like feeling like a piece of shit.
And you'll find love. And don't forget that there is someone up above. And be a simple kind of man. Be something you love and understand. Baby, be a simple kind of man. Oh, won't you do this for me, son? If you can. Get your lust from the rich man's gold. All that you need now is in your soul. And you can do this, oh baby, if you try.
And I really hope you take the advice of being a simple man.
You know, the first time you played that to me was when I was in Riverview.
18. No, you were 18. It was your 18th birthday downstairs in Selden.
And the top
And I played that song for you because you were becoming a man. And I just wanted something to get through to you.
So you brought me that CD when I was in Riverview and I used to listen to it all the time.
Okay, so at 18 and now you're 31 almost. It didn't help? Apparently not, but you like the song.
I love this song. Always makes me think of you.
Yeah, well, listen to that if God forbid you're having a bad day.
God forbid you ever had to walk a mile in his shoes.
But can't we just talk a minute?
Said you really might know what
I'm very concerned about Devin. And you see what happened today now? You saw a little piece of a mental breakdown. That was a little piece. Very little. Like a percentage in all the years over your brother. So do you think that that's affected him, that I get so upset with occasions with my family now? You saw it from the other side with him being away. Do you think that's affected him? Probably.
What, you being upset like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's depressing.
It's very depressing. And you're talking about 7, 8 occasions a year, almost monthly. I mean, I just want you to know, I don't always break down with Devin like that, but we've had our fair share of breakdowns. But normally, this is what happens, is I get into a depressive mood when a holiday in the family comes because I don't have my kids together.
It's understandable. I would think that you would be happier that he's somewhere rather than here and running the street.
Yeah, I guess the only way you'll know is when you have your own kids, because it's hard to describe. Yeah, of course I'm happier, just like I was happier knowing you were in prison and you were safe. I mean...
Well, that's just your own way of creating a acceptable situation.
Exactly.
Because I was not safe in prison, so I don't know how...
You were safer in prison than you were in the hotel rooms that you overdosed in.
Yeah, still I wasn't.
I mean, when I used to have to go around to hotels and show your license and ask, have you seen this kid is my son, was actually scarier than you being in prison. And prison to me always equated to death, so I don't know how I even honestly get through it. I mean, you get through it, but now I have a very great fear for Devin. It's day 3 of him being home, and he went to college today, which we'll talk about that. But as far as I go as a parent, he drove today. You would have thought that I was having my kid ride a bicycle like without training wheels for the first time, even though he's gonna be 31, because for 4 years he hasn't driven. I don't know. It's just everything is a new adjustment, and you get happy that he's around, and then you feel nervous because it could be taken away in a snap. The quickest of snaps ever. Okay, so now he's going to come and help me with my office. I'm a mental health therapist, and I'm changing offices. So he's helping his mother, which is nice. And we're at the gas station where his car is being sold. We put it up here to try to sell it, because that's all the money Anthony has, really, since his incarceration, is he had this car, and it's got to be sold so he can have an apartment. Why are you coming up with Friday? Because you used last night?
That's what I was talking to Devin about from the very beginning.
No, you're forgetting. You and I spoke about it already, and it wasn't. It was 5 days.
Thursday, Friday would be
A week. But you're saying Friday now because you used last night. Initially, you started this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You would have gotten the shot. 5 days.
Who said anything about Friday?
You and I talked about that.
Yeah, and
Look, let me ask you a question, man. Do you want to do this or not?
yes. I
Then
do.
stop fucking people around.
I'm not
This is not a fucking joke.
around.
Did you know
It's
Devin
not
was
fair, because
leaving?
You know what, man? Everything Devin told you I did, you did the same thing.
What?
But no, we didn't. Oh, really? He robbed from us?
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Okay, ask him. Everything that I did, he did. He used dope tonight. You guys fucking
Anthony!
He's smart enough to bring it with him.
bring it with him.
Yeah.
Bring it with him.
And you and I thoroughly discussed this already. You two said he was an asshole. You called your brother an asshole for doing it, but yet you went out of this community last night.
An asshole for doing what? For getting high and taking the shot. Yeah.
You said, yeah.
Okay, I'm not taking the shot until I'm
If you think we're playing with this game here, for how long? How long?
He thinks Friday now.
He's
because
crazy.
He used
The
last
doctor-
night.
No, Devin told
It's
me
okay.
that the doctor told him that all I need is 4 days.
Right.
I thought I needed a week of this. So 4 days is fucking nothing.
Right. You would have had the shot by Tuesday. But now you got to start over. That's why we're upset, Anthony.
I understand.
And you robbed
I
my
understand.
son.
Your son's been robbing me for fucking
Okay,
months.
but he's
So I don't wanna hear
clean
it.
now. He
He's right
used
now.
last night. What do you think? We're just gonna prance in here and say hi, son, and like this is gonna be fine?
No, I don't expect it to be fine. But don't tell me I don't want it, man, because I wouldn't be here if I didn't. I would not be here
Just
if I
listen. We
didn't.
fucked up. What are you gonna do? It's done. He's not gonna do it again, right?
My fucking watch.
Right, and unfortunately, I'll stay with Devin.
But my clock is ending early tomorrow. I'm telling everybody
I'm
right
not
now.
dealing with that right now, so you gotta give me a minute. Okay? Because the throw up, let me deal with that now. It's gonna be pretty intense and I can't really do all that. I'm getting the buckets. Came here with drugs?
Not drugs.
What shit was in this? Towels. You came here with
Needles
drugs?
and pipes.
But why would you bring it here? You had drugs. You might as well just tell me you had
No,
drugs.
I would tell you I didn't have drugs.
So why would you bring all that paraphernalia here?
My dealer lives 30 seconds from here.
So it's actually, this is so fucking twisted to me. I mean, thank God you're on the pill and you're getting the shot. But listen, how much do you think a mother could take with two sons like this? You have no
But I'm being
idea.
honest with
But it
you.
makes no sense. You came to this house to detox, but tell me that your deal is 30 seconds away and you brought all the paraphernalia and money and you were going to use anyway. What? That makes no sense.
It wasn't like I wanted to. It was like a reservation.
That was 100% reserved. That was 100% reserved.
Didn't work.
It didn't work. Thank God. Because someone slipped you a pill. You want to be honest? I did. On purpose. You're
Why would
welcome.
you do that, though?
Because of this. Now you're off with the drugs.
I knew that's what it was too.
Yeah.
I wish somebody would have just said that.
No way. You would have never taken it. So there
no,
you go.
I
We'll
wouldn't
be
have taken
honest
it.
now.
I wouldn't have taken it if you told me
I
beforehand.
roofied you is what I did.
But after you gave it to me, you could have told
I
me.
ran. Because I
would've-
knew it was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to get that bad. So I started to cry when your father was flipping. And that's when I called the doctor. Because I didn't know it was going to get that bad. So sorry.
Well, you don't know what bad is.
Well, yeah, I do. And I think my sons are going to die every day.
Okay. Whatever you thought Devin went through, I went through
Oh,
10 times.
Okay, and you know what? That's not even a tenth of what you've done to me, thinking that you're going to die and be in jail the rest of your life. And then to have your younger brother go through it, my only two kids. No, that I got news for you. What happened to you the other night from me giving you that pill is 10% of what you two have put me through emotionally and physically. So how about that? Explain it.
I'm just trying to tell you that in 4 days, this is the most comfortable that I've been. And I'm under the car.
under a car.
Half under a car, laying on
Last
a
box.
bag of clothes.
Right,
Everybody.
and that would have made me nervous. You don't
But I was
understand.
calling them, telling them to wake you the fuck up, because I gotta go.
Be quiet. I understand that.
That's
and
a
you
good
would.
thing.
All right.
I called Dad.
Oh,
You know how many other people I could have called?
what do you mean to go? What are you talking about to
I
go?
felt like I had to get the fuck out of here.
What are you talking about? When you were using it today?
Today.
I know that, but you're making it sound like something else. So what have you called that?
I could have called AJ then.
Today?
Yeah.
What do you mean? You're
I
not
just
making
felt like I
sense.
had to get out of here. You were not waking up.
You didn't even try to wake
Yes, I
me.
did.
And let me tell you something,
how many
dude.
times I
You
said,
kept
Mom?
me fucking up.
You know how many times I said, Mom?
I don't ever sleep like that. From the second I wake up,
You should call Dad right now, though.
I am your slave. Do you see what's happened? I didn't have a chance to piss.
Why am I your slave?
Because I literally got up to Mom, I gotta go. Which made me jump up and not even have a sip
Yeah.
of coffee. Pee. I haven't peed since I slept. I got
Because I
nervous.
had to go.
I
You
ran
were
out
having
the
a
door
pill.
to get you your shit, and here we are.
Having a blast.
I'm just saying. I haven't even pissed.
I said, go pee.
I haven't showered in 3 days for you.
I haven't
want
showered in
this
5.
shit re-
I got a fucking shot in my ass, bro. The day I did dope.
Dude, you don't know.
Dude,
Promise
he
you
does.
that whatever you felt did not feel like what I felt.
No,
Anthony's
said-
body
they
was
said-
floating in the
they
sky,
said
he
the
said, and he
7
thought he was
hours
dying.
That you had was worse than my 3 days.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Fuck you, motherfucker. Fucking piece of shit.
Why? Because you got the Vivitrol pill? If you didn't get the
You guys
pill,
stuck a fucking pill in me.
And you wouldn't have been clean if we didn't.
All right, thank God. You don't know what the fuck. You don't know what you put me through.
Well,
you don't know what that 7 hours was.
But you're clean.
It
You
was
told
7
me
hours
you
of
would
thinking
never.
I was literally fucking dying.
I know.
Okay, I've never in my life thought that I was dying before. For 7 hours straight, I thought I was dying.
Crack you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Kevin, are you fucking kidding me, bro?
I had everything here.
What?
Yeah, I had crack. You guys never found the crack pipe?
No.
Are you joking? You better be joking. If you're not joking, I'm gonna knock you out.
I'm serious. There's a crack pipe somewhere.
Where,
Kevin,
bro?
I can't.
Yeah, still kicking and shit like that too. But yeah, I don't know. Like I feel much better. Like I kind of fucked up today and got in a little trouble, but that's all right. I'll work out. Yeah, everything's good though. I'm happy I made it back here. But yeah, that's all somebody wants. Thank you for letting me share.
I just want to say, you know, it took me a long time to figure out that addiction really isn't about the drugs. You know, that is just what we use to cure the problem that's already going on. And when we first started trying something, smoking pot or using with somebody else, we were recreational users. We were no different than somebody that can do it on the weekend and then put it down. The only difference between us and them is that it cured something for us. Whether you had lack of confidence or anxiety or depression, low self-esteem, it fixed that. So you want to do it again. You want it to feel the way they feel normal. But the only way you can feel the way they feel normal is for you to be high. So being away from the drugs is going to get you where you need to go, but until you deal with the issues that are underneath it, then it's never going to change. You're always going to be uncomfortable in your own skin. You're always going to want to go back to it because the real issue isn't the drugs, it's you. So until you figure out what it is that's got you wanting to go use the drugs, you're always going to think about it. 3.5 years, this is my third time going upstate. The other ones were a little shorter, but I never paid attention to who I was or what was going on in my head. What I learned this time about myself is that it doesn't matter what the drug is. If I put something in my system, I screwed up the chemical balance in my brain. It's just not the same. Any substance goes into me, and it's a 4 to 5 day depression after that. Lack of energy, can't really sleep, have anxiety. The only way to cure it is for me to go do another drug. So that's how the cycle starts. And I learned that about my head. So try to think about your own mind and what happens to you when you use. Pay attention to what goes on up here. All the symptoms that come after that make you want to go do it again. Why would you want to go through that? Why would you want to feel that depression for 4 or 5 days? Know that you're going to want to get high again afterwards because it's the only way you're going to feel normal again. And put yourself right back in the cycle that you started at. Start right here, right now, while you're here, and address the issues that are making you want to go use the drugs. It's not about the drugs. You got to really talk about the things that are going on. I dealt with remorse about what I put my brother through and what I put my family through for a long time, but I have to let it go. I can't live in the past of what I did to them because I'm never going to get out of the past, and I'm always going to want to escape that feeling. So I let that feeling go. But from this day forward, I'm going to do everything that I physically and mentally can to make sure that they're happy with me from this point forward, so that they can look back and say, at least it all happened for a reason. There's got to be a reason. I can't sit back and watch my brother go through what I went through. I just will not do it. And I know that you can't chase an addict around and make somebody change, but he's not. Him coming out to the street and doing what he was doing again isn't an option. It's just not an option. I will drive him back here or someplace else every time he thinks it's going to happen because I will not let him go through what I went through. And I just hope that him seeing me stand here and saying what I'm saying click something in his head. That when he walks out here, he tries to follow the same path I do, because we have a great family. Great family. They never give up on us. They should have walked away from me 20 years ago, but they don't. They keep helping me. They keep